Hi guys, this is your main Max, aka Max. Welcome back to another video on the channel. So today we're actually going to be talking about the new Evo cards that will be coming out this week and how to actually make coins with them. Of course, we're going to talk about the market. Today is a very big day because it's the Champions League night, right? We're going to talk all about that as well as how to make coins, of course. So the first thing I actually want to talk about, right, is the new stuff that we have gotten yesterday, your 78 plus upgrade pack, right? Requirements is actually 8 gold commons and you actually get 1 player back. Now, yesterday, right, I've actually already spoken to the people in my Discord, right? I just told them to pick up gold commons at between 300 coins to 350 coins, sell at between about 450 or so coins, right? So that's a trading method that you can be doing if you have very little budget. So the next thing I want to talk about is the 78 plus upgrade actually better than the gold upgrade? I would say no. Why don't you just submit 3 more players, right? And instead of 1 player, right, you actually get 2 player back, right? And of course, you have with the gold upgrade, right, a guaranteed 2 rare gold players, right, instead of a 78 plus, which doesn't guarantee you any gold rare player. So not really interested in that 78 plus upgrade pack. And of course, this time around, right, they have actually also made it unlimited instead of 4 times. So, yesterday, right, because of the fact that we only had the 78 plus upgrade pack, right, the market actually went down as usual before content, before rebounding back up. If you take a look at somebody like Frankie de Jong, he went from about 65k down to about 60k, right, slight drop before rebounding back up even higher than before because there was a lack of content. So I believe that this is the kind of trend that we will be seeing, right, if the content is not as good, right, or if the content, is bad. Next thing I actually want to talk about is UEFA marquee matchups, right? Because today is the start of the Champions League ever since, the game was actually fully released. So I want to bring you back here again and let's actually try to take a look and see what happened. The issue is, for me, right, with UEFA marquee matchups is EA, right, actually only released them, right, 2 times in the whole of FIFA 23, which is actually saying that, they don't release it that often. And this year, I feel like they're even more focused, right, on, making money from store packs. So, will they be released today or tomorrow? If I had to guess, right, my guess is probably not, right? Probably not. But if we actually take a look at last year, right, the only 2 times that they released the UEFA marquee matchups, right, the first time they actually released it was actually the first Champions League night, right, after FIFA 23 was actually released. So there is a chance there. So whatever it is, I'm actually gonna give you guys some investment tips on what to invest in for the marquee matchups. So this is the matchup for this week, right? So I think Napoli, Madrid is one, Dortmund, Milan, as well as Newcastle and PSG. So let's move back over here and talk about exactly, right, what are the players that we should be investing. So for me, right, I think there are some actually really good cards to actually, right, go for. So I personally, I really like the PSG players. So I also prefer gold common players, right? Because they tend to do better than your gold rares, right? So right now, right, I believe you can actually win them on bid at about 400 coins for your PSG players. And then if we take a look at Real Madrid, right? Let's actually go and take a look. They should also, not be going for too much, right? Your gold commons. Yep, you can possibly get them at, I would say, between about 400 coins to 450 coins, right? And then of course we have Dortmund and Milan as well. Let's actually go and take a look. Dortmund and Milan. That's done. Yep, gold commons as well, right? So these are some of the players that you can be looking at. Of course, if I were you guys, right, I personally would try to target the central midfielders as well as the centre backs or the goalkeepers because they are guaranteed to be, in the formation, no matter what kind of a formation they run, right? If they go like a 4-1-2-1-2, your left wingers, right, won't go up that much. So another tip that I have for you guys is, I personally, right, instead of picking up your male players, right, I would actually go and pick up your female players, right? Like Go Commons, Real Madrid, right, from the female La Liga league. Why do I choose the female players? Simply because of the fact that female players, right, tend to do way better, right, when they are actually required in SBCs compared to the men, right? If you guys remember, right, last week, right, we had this issue with the severe players during marquee matchups whereby they don't count as a severe player if you use a male player. However, right, that's actually only a glitch on the mobile app. If you do it on console, it actually works. But whatever the case, it still push severe players, right, up to 8 to 9k. So I won't be surprised, right, if yet again today, right, there is a glitch in the marquee matchups whereby only the female players work on the mobile app. So again, you can look at, I would say, Madrid female players. You can easily win them at between 350 to 400 coins. Same, I would go for your PSG female players as well. I think these two would do really, really well. And of course, right, the thing with these marquee matchups investments is this, right? If they are not required, right, for the marquee matchups, if it's not released, right, you'll still be able to make coins, right? Take, for example, if you bid on your PSG Go Common players at 400, you can still sell at 600. So there's a no risk there. So that's something that you can be look to do for investment. Now, another thing that I want to talk about is, since we're on the topic of supply, is the fact that EA has actually modified, right, some of the pack codes. So quite simply, right, they have actually changed around some of the stuff over here. To be honest, right, I think it's just like a dot and it's just like the dots and the commas. It's not a very big thing. But one thing I want you guys to take note is the fact that now all of the packs have actually already came out, right? I believe, except for this 45 rare gold players pack. So do look out for that, because that might have a adverse impact on the market. Moving on, right, the next thing I actually want to talk about is more marquee matchups investments, right? I just talked about the marquee matchups investments for your Champions League. On Thursday, right, we'll definitely be seeing rather the marquee matchups, right? And this time, I think that Arsenal and Man City, right, have a really, really huge chance, right, of making the marquee matchups, because that's the biggest game. So again, right, I really like your Arsenal and Man City players, right, your gold commons. So you can try to get them at between 350 to 400. But as you guys can see, right, the Man City gold common players, right, are not, there's not that much supply. So what I will do is I'll just again go and pick up the female gold common players, right, for your Man City players as well as your Arsenal players. That is something that you can do, and again, this is no risk. Moving on, right, I next want to talk about Evo Trading, right, and how it actually, will impact the market. So it's confirmed that we will be getting new evolutions this week. Initially, we thought we'll be getting them last week, but no, we will be getting them this week. So let's talk about how to do Evo Trading now first, with the current existing cards that we have and with the current Evo, right? So what you want to do is head over to foot.gg. I'll leave the link down below. And then you go to this tab, right? You click on this tab over here. Click on Evolutions, right? And you can basically, right, go to like any. I would just go to the Founders one, because that's kind of like the most basic one. Go under eligible players, right? Or you can go under evolve players. Either one doesn't really matter. And then you can actually try to trade with these cards. So, one of the more popular ones, right, are the likes of your Timo Werner. If you play the game, you would know, right? Ferran Torres, Danjuma. So all these cards are actually, really, really popular. And they're actually really, really good to trade with. And if you actually go back here, you can check out the others as well, right? Like Pacey Protector, right? Matip is a very popular card, or very common card that you see when you actually play against other teams. And now, of course, we have, for your Relentless Winger, right, we have the likes of your Fati, who is actually very, very common as well. So these are the players, right, that you should be looking out to trade with. Like, even right now, right, if you go and take a look at Darwin Núñez, right, I would say you want to try to trade him on the market right now. He would be actually really good to flip, simply because of the fact that people are using him to Evo. So moving forward, when we do get the news of the Evo and what kind of a type it is, right, you should immediately go and pick up those popular players that people usually use for the Evo, right, to actually go and trade with. That's another trading method that you can do. And, it's a there's lots of demand, right? That's why it's actually really, really good to trade with. So that is something that you can actually do. Next thing I want to talk about, right, is your road to the knockout cards, since today is the start of the Champions League. So the prices will no doubt fluctuate a lot, right? As we all know, if a team scores a goal, right, that card will possibly go up. However, right, it's not that straightforward. So if you take a look at somebody like Bukayo Saka, for example, he's currently 1 mil, right? And who do Arsenal play? They play Lens at their home ground, right? So the price of Saka being at 1.08 mil, right? It's with the fact that people are actually expecting Arsenal to win. That's why Saka is 1.08 mil, right? However, if Lens do score first, right, Saka's price is definitely 100% gonna drop, and it's gonna drop big time, right? It's no telling how much they will drop. So if I were you, if I were a Saka owner, right, if I were holding on to a tradable RTTK favorite card, Saka, your Haaland, right, I would likely sell, because there's more room for them to go down than go up, right? Quite simply. Conversely, right, if you take a look at somebody like Mercado, I do really like him. Why? Because he's almost down at this card price, right? He's about 12k, right? The lowest he can go is 10250. So the price of him being at 12k right now, right, is the fact that people don't expect Lens to win. They expect Arsenal to win. However, right, what happens if Lens score the first goal? They don't even have to win the game, right? Mercado's price is gonna skyrocket. How high? 16k, 17k, 18k. So if you're somebody, right, who really needs coins, right, and you want a little bit of a gamble, right, I would say the downside is 1.8k, the upside is 4 to 5k. So you can decide for yourself whether you want to do that. For me, right, I don't think that is a risk at all. So that's something that you should be doing. And another thing I want to talk about is, of course, right, selling into the hype. So if I were you, right, I have somebody like Kalulu, right, Dortmund is playing Milan, right, and we take a look at the price graph, right, he's currently at about 210k. I would actually sell before the game actually starts if you don't want to gamble. How do you know how much to sell? I would say, right, just pick a price. I think Kalulu's price, right, he usually peaks at about, currently I think he peaks at about 210k, right? He's just going up and up. I'd say maybe 215 is a very good price to sell him at, right? I wouldn't personally, right, take the risk with a card that is actually such high value. So selling into the hype always works the best, because you are actually guaranteed profit, right? Or at least you don't lose coins, right? Regardless of the outcome. So me personally, right, I of course, if you guys are wondering where all my coins went, right, I am invested in one of the cards, right, Celidia, right? Let me actually show you guys. And I'm not really, in a hurry to sell him, right? I picked him up at between about 17 to 18k, right? I'm not too worried. I have a couple of Celidia. Why? Because this card is actually meta, right? If he does get an upgrade, right, he's gonna go up in price. Right now he's at about 23k on the market, so I'm already in the money. I will be holding him, and if he actually goes up a lot, right, pre-game, like to about 27k, right, 27k, 28k, I'm actually gonna sell and just take the money. Because I think that this card is actually very meta, we all know, from the SBC in FIFA 23. So that is something that I'll be looking to do. And another thing that I want to talk about is the upgrades, right? How do they work exactly, right? You get a +1 if they win 2 games. You get another +1 inform upgrade if they actually do make it into the round of 16 for the Champions League and round of 32 for the Europa and Conference League. So that is how the upgrades work. And I actually want to take a look at one of the SBCs, right, that was actually released, right? Andrea Silva. 4-star, 3-star. The thing with this card is, I think that overall, right, for a striker, right, it looks really, really good, right? Composure 90, 85 finishing with 88 shot power. He does have the chip shot and a flare play style as well. I actually, I was quite tempted to do this, right? But the thing that is putting me off really, right, it's the medium attacking work rate. I think that a striker, right, has to have a high attacking work rate. The kind of saving grace for him, right, is the fact that he's cheap, 82, 83, 84. So if you have lots of dupes, right, you can chuck it inside there. But I personally wouldn't. He only comes out to about 40k. I don't think that he's actually worth it. Like I mentioned, right, I think in this game, composure, finishing, and shot power is so important, because the finishing in this game, right, is just too inconsistent. I just hope that they actually give him a high attacking work rate. Next thing I actually want to talk about, right, is the title update. by the time you guys see this video, right, you guys would have already gotten a title update. So we're getting the title updates for across all platforms, right, PC and console. I've actually just downloaded the update just before I came online. So hopefully, you know, it fixes the menu glitch that we have been seeing so often, right, whereby the game just crashes on the menu, or even, you know, just disconnects while you're playing squad battles or rivals. Also, right, we also do have the Pepsi promo in place right now, right? If you guys are from the UK, from the Netherlands, from Belgium, you guys would have known that you know, you guys can run down to the store to pick up a Pepsi and then, you know, just get some of the stuff. So some of the things that you can actually get, right, is, you know, your cosmetic items, right, your kits, your stadium items, right, as well as the most importantly, right, I would say 75 plus player. It's limited to 10 per packs, right, or per account. So just take note of that. And another thing that I want to share with you guys is I've been hearing a lot of things like people are actually scanning the Pepsi promo code, right, the QR code, without actually purchasing the Pepsi. So if you're somebody who wants to buy the Pepsi and you want to get the rewards in your game account, right, I would highly suggest or recommend you, right, to just buy the, you know, the cans, right, that are actually sealed up so that people can't scan the QR code. If not, you know, you're gonna feel really bad buying the Pepsi and not getting anything. Moving on, right, we also have the objective as well, right? We have Pinktober, right? Nothing too crazy, right? You just score goals, right? Equip yourself with the kit and you can actually get some objectives done. I also want to talk about you know, your team of the weeks, right? And how possibly, right, you can actually make coins on them. So right now, right, I would say that I would actually look to trade with somebody like Todibo, right? He's actually at about 13.5, 13.750. If we do get UEFA marquee matchups, right, an hour after that, I'll try to pick him up on bid at about 11k, 11.5k. You can make some fast and easy coins there. He's one player that you can actually look at. I think Talisca is actually somebody to look at as well, right? If he has supply from UEFA marquee matchups, try to get him on bid an hour after the supply is out, right? Because he's actually quite important to link with somebody like Mr. Su R7, right? So that's something that we have to look out for. And if we actually go to Footbin, right, we already have the Footbin prediction, right, for the upcoming, the new team of the weeks, right? If I can actually find it. And some of the cards are already up already, right? The likes of your Rafael Leao, Martin Odegaard, Jude Bellingham definitely is already up. And of course, this lady here, Pudananji, if she does get a team of the week, right, she's gonna be really good to invest in because she's really a very cheap meta card that you can actually look at. So for those on my stream, right, I have been telling you guys to pick up Koulibaly as a 84 as well as Fabinho and all because of the fact that they are actually meta defenders. They have the aerial and bruiser playstyle. So GG's on you if you actually did that. And continuously, right, if you can still do it, you can actually try to pick up Koulibaly at between 1.2 to 1.3k, right? And then, you know, lazy listing him for about 1.6 to 1.7k. That's something that you can do, right? So that is the team of the week that's actually upcoming. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is dynamic packs. I know that EA actually said this quite a while back, whereby the more packs you open, right, the higher chance you have at packing a higher rated card. Right now, we don't have that yet. We haven't seen that yet, but this tells me that this thing is coming soon. And if we do really get, you know, these dynamic packs, right, I can see these dynamic packs, right, having a big impact on the market. So this is something that you guys should actually look out for and be very careful with your tradable cards because this can potentially, right, crash the market so much. You know, just imagine people being able to open more and more packs, right, and they have, you know, such a huge chance of packing something great, right? So that's something that you want to look out for. And of course, right, I want to talk about the people in the Discord whereby they have been making coins, right? This is one from the member in my Discord selling Trippiers for about 20k. We make some nice and easy coins there. And of course, he has also been trading with a couple of you know, fodder cards like Casemiro and the 84s that I've spoken about previously. So, you know, if you guys actually want VIP access to the Discord, whereby I'm gonna tell you guys who to buy, what to buy, how much to sell exactly, you just have to sub to me on Twitch, and then you can get access to the VIP trading Discord. All the description, all the links will be down below, right? It's actually very, very simple to do. If you guys have any questions, you guys can let me know, right? And of course, thank you guys for staying until the end of the video. I'm actually gonna open up a 100k pack to thank you guys for staying for so long. Yeah, I hope you guys actually enjoy all these videos, right? It's at the start of the FIFA at the game, and then you just want to get as many good stuff, as many coins as possible. Am I gonna get Kimmich again? Tony Cruz? Is it Tony Cruz or is it a female player? Alright, Tony Cruz. Not too bad. It's not that great, I guess, right? 86 is actually not that great. Do we have anything behind? Yeah, this is actually from one of the objectives. Fantastic. We have Inform Talisca. Maybe I can link him to the CR7 that I actually packed. Even though I don't really think that he's that. I don't think he will be that great. Oh, we have Timo Werner, right? Speak of the devil. We have Joe Gomez as well. Thuram. Right, it's not that nothing too crazy. So yeah, that's all from me, right? If you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Links to my trading Discord and everything will be down below. And of course, if you guys want to see more trading content on the channel, right, how to make coins, do hit that sub button. I believe we are less than 30 subs away, right, from that 1k mark. And I'll see you guys soon, alright? Take care.